The following program is produced through the community television facilities of Saugus TV. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of Saugus TV, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hello everyone. My name is Jennifer Dion. I'm proud to be a candidate running for the Saugus Board of Selectmen, a position I previously held for 5 years. I like to think I'm your average Saugus resident. I share your concerns, like traffic and crime in our town. I want to be your voice at the table when we address these concerns. I'm 49 years old. I live in Cliftondale, Precinct 2, with my husband Tom, who serves as Deputy Fire Chief here in Saugus. We've raised 2 wonderful children, Allie and Jake, and I also have a dog and a cat. Like many of you, I work full-time in a balanced family life. I currently work at the Department of Transportation for the Security and Emergency Management Division. This role has taught me the importance of empathy, clear communication, and public service. When elected, one of my top priorities is creating more common green spaces where residents can gather together, relax, and connect. I'd love to help build a public garden with benches and walking paths, ideally funded through grants and community collaboration. I'm persistent, results-driven, and deeply invested in this town. I believe in listening, collaborating, and building a Saugus we're proud to call home. Please vote for me, Jennifer Dion, #1 on the ballot. Thank you for your consideration on Election Day, Tuesday, November 4th.
Hello, I am Jeffrey Ciccolini, and I am a candidate for re-election as one of your Saugus selectmen. I've been serving on the board since March of 2015, including 2 terms as your vice chairman. I'm a lifelong resident and 4th-generation Saugonian, and I've been with my wife Julie for over 28 years. My daughter Gianna is a 2019 honors graduate of the Saugus High School's Academy and a 2023 graduate of UMass Amherst. My son Anthony is a 2022 honors graduate of Saugus High School's Academy and is a senior at Bentley University. I am an honors graduate of Saugus High School's class of '90, and I graduated magna cum laude from Salem State University in 1994. I received my bachelor's degree in business administration with majors in accounting and economics. I'm a CPA partner and owner at AAF CPAs. We're a top 100 firm in the United States with 400 employees, and I've been there for 31 years. In addition to serving as a business advisor to many of the firm's largest clients, my role as treasurer and a member of our executive board keep me deeply involved in the overall financial operations and strategic direction of our firm. I've displayed consistently over the past 10 years that I am pro-business and how integral my business experience to the role and responsibility of being a selectman. We often have applicants who come before us for licenses and special permits that require extensive research. I pride myself on asking the tough questions that allow us to make sure we consider the impact to our community. My mother Cam and father Vin led by example and were strong believers in giving back to the community. I coached baseball in town for over a decade. I was the assistant harbor master for 6 years, and prior to being elected, and I volunteer with several charities throughout the year. I've been the treasurer and the chair of the Audit Finance Committee at Salem State University since 2009. And as a member of the Board of Selectmen for the past 10 years, we've accomplished quite a bit working collaboratively and supporting a shared vision. When I first got elected, stabilizing the town's finances and investing in our infrastructure and creating fully inclusive parks and playgrounds were a focus of mine. We've made great progress. If re-elected, I promise to continue to work hard in order to continue to move our town forward. Over the next term, I'd like to see additional projects associated with the town's updated master plan. Traffic is troubling and only getting worse. This is why I support the additional zoning changes that are more restrictive for any new developments. We need to continue to work with our state delegation in trying to find solutions to alleviate the traffic on Route 1. Revitalization of Cliftondale Square, we need to prioritize constructing the parking lot so we can attract sustainable businesses in that area, namely a sit-down restaurant. The West Side Fire Station plan will continue to move forward, continuing with community input meetings and decisions on repurposing of the schools. The key is to balance the desires and needs of our residents with the overall real estate tax impact to every taxpayer in town. We need to explore ways to support improved public safety given the increased use of the electric bikes on our rail trails. In closing, it's been an honor to serve the town of Saugus over the last 10 years. I ask that you allow our progress to continue and vote for me, Jeffrey Ciccolini, Tuesday, November 4th. I'm number 2 on the ballot. Thank you.
Hello, Saugus. My name is Sandro Pancini Souza, and I'm proud to be running for selectman. You're number 3 on the ballot. 30 years ago, I came from Brazil to study in Kentucky, and I've been blessed to call Saugus home for the past decade. I established my business headquarters here, and I'm raising my family here, and today I'm running to serve the community that welcomed us. I speak English, Portuguese, and Spanish, and that helps me connect with the incredible mix of people who makes up our town. Whether you lived here for generations or just arrived, we all share the same dream, a safe, united, and forward-looking Saugus. I've seen how powerful it is when neighbors listen to each other, when we use technology not to divide but to communicate, and when local government is open and transparent. So, as a private banker and community leader, I understand responsibility, budgets, and accountability. As a treasurer of Saugus Television, I've worked with our board of directors, employees, and most importantly, members of our community to keep local programming and even this announcement is strong and accessible because communication builds community. I'm not running to stand above anyone. I'm running to stand with you. Leadership to me means service, not status. My vision is simple. Keep our school strong so every child has a chance to thrive. Keep our town safe by supporting first responders. Keep our finances responsible so we, the taxpayers, see value in every dollar spent. Protect our environment and wetlands because Saugus beauty is part of who we are. And most of all, keep our conversations respectful. Even when disagree, that's how real progress happens. So on election day, as our current Board of Selectmen trusted me with the responsibility to run our public cable television for our Saugus community, I humbly ask for your trust and your vote. I'm Sandro Pancini Souza, number 3 on the ballot for Saugus Selectmen. Together, let's make sure every voice in Saugus is heard. Because when we listen, we grow. And when we unite, we lead. Thank you, and God bless our town of Saugus.
My name is Vincent Sereno, and I'm proud to be running for a seat on the Saugus Board of Selectmen. I am a lifelong resident of Saugus, born and raised here, and now I am raising my own family here as well. My wife, Julianne, a teacher in the Saugus school system, and I have 4 children who have all graduated from the Saugus Public Schools, as well as 4-year universities and have all gone on to successful careers. This town has given so much to me and my family, and I'm running to give back and to help lead Saugus forward with experience, transparency, and a deep commitment to our community. I've served on the school committee for the past 6 years, the last 4 as chairman. During that time, I've worked with town officials on municipal budgets, educational programs, and long-term planning. I've also owned a small business and currently serve as Executive Director of Sales and Marketing at SWB, giving me both public and private sector experience that I believe is valuable at the selectmen's table. Most importantly, I'm an independent thinker. I believe in listening, finding common ground, and always doing what's best for Saugus and the residents. Whether it's improving public safety, supporting our schools, or encouraging smart growth, I work hard every day to make decisions that strengthen our town now and in the future. Saugus is a special town. We have a proud history, a strong community, and a future filled with opportunity. Over the years, I've seen how much we can accomplish when we work together, and I believe the best is yet to come. I respectfully ask for your vote and trust to serve on the Board of Selectmen and help move Saugus forward together. My name is Vince Serino, and I'm number 4 on the ballot. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Michael James Serino. I'm a candidate for the Board of Selectmen. I am a graduate of Saugus High School and the University of Massachusetts. My extensive public service record includes: age 17, I was a park instructor at the Bristol Street Playground. At age 19, I co-founded the Saugus Italian American Club, serving as the first treasurer of the organization. At age 21, I was elected a town meeting member. I served 16 years as an elected town meeting member, 6 years on the Conservation Commission, 5 years as chairman of the Board of Assessors. I am currently finishing up my 16th year on the Board of Selectmen. By working together, I feel a lot has been accomplished. We have yearly balanced budgets, $12 million in our stabilization fund. We've updated and constructed new schools. We've increased our public safety personnel. Moreover, we continue to provide programs for our youth, families, and seniors with our recreational facilities, library, and our beloved senior center. By working together, we have constructed new recreational facilities such as tennis ball courts, basketball courts, pickleball courts, and a hockey rink. As a selectman in 2012, our board signed a 99-year lease with the MBTA to construct our rail trail. As former chairman, I oversaw the original construction, which included the removal of the railroad tracks. Recently, the state paved the entire rail trail. I believe that my leadership skills and my ability to form working relationships with people has led to many legislative accomplishments at town meeting. In 2011 and in 2013, I was the main author of charter changes that has provided stability and checks and balances in town government. Recently, I authored several zoning changes along Route 1 that would reduce apartments by 50%, reduce the height of the buildings from 90 feet to 60 feet, increase commercial development, and increase buffer zones abutting residential property. Town meeting passed these articles 38-6. We should always strive for good development, which will not impact our neighborhoods. I am honored to have served our community. My name is Michael James Serino. I am number 5 on the ballot, and I want to thank you for your consideration.
My name is Anthony Cogliano. I'm a 4th-generation Saugonian. My wife Teresa and I raised 4 wonderful children: Cassandra, Gabriella, Sophia, and Anthony Jr. I'm also the proud grandfather of Luciana and Layla Cross of Saugus. I'm a product of Saugus Public Schools, graduating in 1984. I have a Bachelor of Science degree from Salem State College in Business Administration with a major in Management. I am the owner of A. Cogliano Realty Services, the general manager of Cogliano Plaza, as well as the property manager of Interstate Properties. I was first elected to the Saugus Board of Selectmen in 1991 at the age of 25 and served in that capacity for 10 years. I then took a 16-year break from politics to be with, coach, and enjoy my children. In 2019, with an empty nest, I felt it was time to get back involved and decided to once again run for a seat on the board, where I have served for the past 6 years. During my tenure as chairman, I promised the residents of Saugus that I would find a better way to work with companies like Wheelabrator, now Wind Waste Innovations. I created the Wheelabrator Subcommittee that put forth a plan that would lower emissions and provide Saugus with free tipping fees for the next 30 years. We developed a host community agreement that was approved by the Board of Selectmen, but has been sitting on the town manager's desk awaiting his signature for the past 3 years. It has always been my position that what comes out of their stack and into our airstream is of much more importance than the height of the landfill. Signing the host community agreement lowers the NOx level significantly. The long-standing myth is when the landfill closes, the plant will close as well, and that is simply not true. Letting them continue to burn without lowering emissions makes no sense to me, and no one is going to bully me into voting for something when I know there's a better alternative. I'll take the criticism for my stance, but the safety and well-being of my family, friends, and neighbors is always my #1 priority. We have a traffic problem that I've been on since day one. I will continue to work with our police department and attend as many hearings as necessary until we get it right. Lately, motorized scooters have become an issue. The next Board of Selectmen will need to work with the school committee and the Saugus Police Department to come up with a solution to this ever-increasing problem. We will have a funding issue with the new vocational school. I intend to get the facts out to our residents and explain what's best for our town moving forward. While the school is necessary, we cannot afford any reduction in services in the process. The overwhelming popularity of the pickleball courts has caused a parking and traffic problem at Anna Parker. This needs to be addressed. The playgrounds in Golden Hills, Stackpole Field, Anna Parker, and all the tot lots abandoned at the schools need to be fixed. In order to keep up with development, we need the third fire station that has been promised since 1996 to come to fruition. There is no substitute for experience. This is my last time. Let's make it the best time for the people who matter most, our seniors, our veterans, our families and friends, and most important, our children, as they are our future. Please consider me, Anthony Cogliano, with one of your 5 votes on November 4th.
Hello, my name is Deborah Panetta, and I'm a candidate for re-election for Saugus Selectmen. First, I'd like to tell you about my background and experience, then about what has been accomplished since being in office, followed by my vision for Saugus. I live on Bellevue Street, and I'm married to Mark Panetta, and we have 2 children, Mark Jr. and Sabrina. I graduated with a bachelor's in accounting from Suffolk University and with my master's in business administration from Northeastern University. I also received my project management professional certification. I have 40 years of experience working in finance, accounting, and strategic planning. I am currently the site manager and finance director for Victoria Realty and a business owner. Along with serving as your Saugus Selectman for the past 14 years, currently chairman, I am also the president of the Saugus River Watershed Council, a member of the Saugus Business Education Collaborative, Historical Society, Women's Guild, SAVE, the Garden Club, and Conservation Law. I've also served as the chairman of the Saugus School Committee, a 5-term town meeting member representing Precinct 5, vice chair of the Saugus Charter Commission, secretary of the Cliftondale Revitalization Committee, and on the Master Plan Advisory Committee. I am honored to be endorsed by the North Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters Local 339, the Sierra Club, and the Environmental League of Massachusetts Action Fund. Since I originally took office, I have participated in various initiatives, including the rebuilding of our parks, playgrounds, and recreation facilities, being accepted as a designated green community, having a record amount of funds put into the Town Stabilization Fund, improving roads, bridges, sidewalks, water and sewer, completion of the rail bike trail, public safety initiatives, including new fire trucks and new police cruisers, completion of our town's master plan, and increasing our bond rating to a AA+ by Standard & Poor's due to our very strong economy and strong budgetary performances, saving taxpayers millions of dollars. Within the next 2 years, we need to determine how Saugus taxpayers are going to pay for the new vocational school, move forward with the West Side Public Safety and EMS Response Facility, continue discussions with residents on the future of the closed schools, enhance our town's emergency communication infrastructure and public safety for residents, and continue our strong financial performance in town. We need to protect the character and financial stability of Saugus. We must make sure that we have experienced, honest, and responsible leadership whose primary concern is our citizens. I will continue to be that leader. I am honored to serve the Saugus residents, and I always want to make sure that your voice is heard. I respectfully request that you cast one of your 5 votes on Tuesday, November 4th for me, Deborah Panetta. I am number 7 on the ballot, and I appreciate your consideration.
Hello, my name is Stacy Herman Durant, and I'm running to be your next selectman. My husband Joe and I have proudly called Saugus home for the past 20 years. We have 3 children, and our youngest attended Saugus High. Like you, we built a life in this town, and we're deeply invested in its future. I was raised in a tight-knit community much like Saugus. Both of my parents were public school educators, and they instilled in me the value of service. In our family, it was never a question of if you would give back, but how. That sense of duty has guided me throughout my life. I currently serve as a town meeting member with a perfect attendance and voting record. I also serve on the Zoning Board of Appeals, and I'm a proud member of the Saugus Garden Club, SAVE, Bike to the Sea, and the Saugus River Watershed Council. I also served on the Affordable Housing Trust. I'm honored to be endorsed by the Environmental League of Massachusetts Action Fund. Professionally, I work in university leadership and currently serve as Assistant Dean at Boston University's College of Engineering. I hold a bachelor's degree in communications and a master's degree in higher education administration. In my career, I've led large teams, managed complex budgets, and solved tough problems, not by charging in, but by listening first and acting thoughtfully. I will bring that same balanced, practical approach to the role of selectman. I'm running for selectman because I believe in three things. First, I believe in preserving the unique character of Saugus. I support the thoughtful development that reflects our town's values. As selectman, I will ensure that we issue licensing and permits responsibly, always asking, is this right for Saugus? Second, I believe in being financially responsible. I'm committed to protecting our strong bond rating, which saves taxpayers millions of dollars. We must continue to make smart, sustainable financial decisions for the long term. Third, I believe in equal access to emergency services and public health. Clean air, safe neighborhoods, and reliable emergency response should not depend on where you live. That's why I voted as a town meeting member to fund the feasibility study for a fire station on the west side and supported the creation of the town meeting landfill committee. Above all, I will always listen to residents, respect differences of opinions, and keep the best interests of Saugus at heart. I can be reached by emailing me at stacyhermandurant@gmail.com or follow me on my Facebook page, the Committee to Elect Stacey Herman Durant. I'm not just a candidate. I'm your neighbor, a homeowner, taxpayer, and a parent who cares deeply about our future. I respectfully ask for one of your 5 votes this November. Thank you, Saugus TV, for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, community members, for listening.
Fellow Saugus residents, my legal name is Joseph Dennis Gould, but I go by Dennis. Except for the 4 years active military duty, I lived in Saugus my entire life, and I went to the Saugus public school system. I have served on Saugus Disability and Cemetery Commissions, Playground Committee, Town Meeting, School Committee, and past 6 years on School Committee Policy and Athletic Subcommittees. Back when Veterans Memorial was K-5, I organized, led, and volunteered for 5 years at the library to make sure our young students could come to the library each week and check out a book to read and return the previous week's book. While on school committee, I led an effort to hire a librarian for the 2-5 Belmonte and music arts teachers for K-5. I personally believe learning how to read in early elementary is so important and serves our students well through the remainder of the school years. I'm a strong supporter of Saugus Station's arts, band, chorus, and athletics. I believe these extracurricular organized programs teaches our students teamwork, leadership, problem solving, discipline, social skills that better prepare them for life after school, regardless if they graduate and pursue crafts, apprenticeships, workforce, college, military, which is as important as academic opportunities. You'll probably see me in the band, chorus, drama, or sporting events because I go to as many as I can to support our students. If you see me, feel free to come up and speak with me about any of the school district questions or question me how I stand on any subject concerning our district. I respectfully request you give me one of your votes for school committee, and I promise I will give it my all. Please go out and vote. Number 3 on the ballot, Gould. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Brian Doherty and I'm honored to be running for a seat on the Saugus School Committee. For the past 17 years, Saugus has been my home. My wife Leah and I are raising our 2 daughters here, and I truly care about the future of our schools and our community. With a bachelor's degree in business from LaSalle University and an MBA from Endicott College, I built my career in finance, and I currently serve as Vice President specializing in alternative investments at Fidelity Investments. Today, I'd like to share my plan for what I hope to accomplish if elected. First, I will develop a detailed roadmap for our committee, outlining the key issues we plan to address over the next 2 years. This roadmap will be shaped by feedback from parents, teachers, and administrators. It's important that the school committee has a clear plan, and while priorities may shift, we must be held accountable to that plan and keep the town updated on our progress. I'll work closely with the superintendent to align our goals and ensure the community can track progress and provide regular updates. Transparency is vital, especially when it comes to finances. I will conduct a thorough review of our financial operations to make sure taxpayers' dollars are being spent wisely and effectively. I'll share easy to understand, comprehensive overviews of how our schools are spending money and answer any questions residents have. If we find that additional funding is needed, I'll make sure to present clear, data-driven justifications so that everyone understands why we're making the request and exactly how those resources will benefit our schools. I'll keep our town governing bodies informed, from the town manager, finance committee, and town meeting, about the changes to the budget after approval, so there's always clarity and accountability. I will also work with the district to create a comprehensive plan for school busing. This will include evaluating the cost of bringing buses in-house, offering paid options for students, and assessing what it would mean to add more buses at the town's expense. I'll present these options in a clear, accessible format and make them available for everyone to review. With 5 years of experience in the Saugus Finance Committee, I have a strong background in budgeting and forecasting, and I'm ready to put that expertise to work for our schools. Outside of my professional life, I'm proud to be active in our community, coaching and supporting Saugus youth basketball, soccer, softball, and football and cheer, and participating at the Saugus Everett Elks. I'm running for school committee because I believe in the town and I believe in our kids. With your support, we can strengthen our schools and secure a brighter future for every student in Saugus. I respectfully ask for one of your 5 votes for Saugus School Committee. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Shannon McCarthy and I'm a first-time candidate for the Saugus School Committee. I'm running because I believe that a strong community deserves strong schools. I'm not just a candidate, I'm a mom with children in our schools and my husband is a teacher. For my family, the issues in our school system aren't abstract, they're our everyday reality. Over the last 3 years, I've been deeply involved in our schools through the PTO, youth sports, and serving, as many of you know, as a room mother every year. Through all of these roles, I've had the gift of forming meaningful relationships with other parents. I've heard your concerns, your stories, your hopes for your children. Those conversations have inspired me to step up and run because I know we all want better planning, better communication, and stronger schools for every kid in Saugus. What I've also seen is that too often our schools are forced into a reactive approach, scrambling to address issues after they arise instead of anticipating and planning for what's ahead. That approach is neither sustainable nor fair to our students or our teachers. If elected, I will bring a long-term macro perspective to the governance of our school system to anticipate growth, stabilize resources, and make strategic investments so that we can stay ahead of challenges rather than just responding to them. Saugus is at a turning point. We're growing fast, and with that growth comes both opportunity and strain. Classrooms are filling up, Resources are stretched thin, and there's real pressure on both students and teachers. Now more than ever, we need leadership that doesn't just react, but plans, communicates, and advocates for every child, every school, and every family. Here's what I stand for: transparency. That means making sure all families and all community members truly understand what's happening in our schools. Accountability. That means demanding that our district leadership work hand in hand with the state and town to marshal the resources needed to ensure high-quality education for every Saugus student. Student-first focus. That means safe classrooms, strong support systems, and opportunities for every child to thrive. But this work is about more than just school operations. It's about community. Strong schools lead to strong neighborhoods. They increase property values, attract new families, and build pride within our town. When schools succeed, we all benefit. I've never run for office before. I don't come to this as a career politician. I come as a parent, a room mother, the spouse of a teacher, a neighbor, and as someone who believes passionately that if we want the best for our kids, we need leaders who will fight for them with integrity, foresight, and heart. As I seek this first term, I would be deeply honored to earn your trust, support, and vote for Saugus School Committee. Together, let's shift from reactive to proactive, and let's make sure Saugus schools aren't just keeping pace, they're leading the way. On November 4th, please vote Shannon McCarthy for School Committee.
Good evening, Saugus residents. This is Roberto Brazisi, and I'm here to let you know that I am running for school committee for the town of Saugus. With my years of experience as an educator and my years of service in the Saugus Public Schools, I believe I have an understanding of the children and families of our town. With this understanding, I will be able to help create positive change for our students. Tonight, I ask each of you to help me make that change by voting for me as a member of the school committee. This is our time to make things better for those that matter most in Saugus. I ask you for your vote and thank you for your time. Have a great evening.